Hey everyone! Oh, is that your dog, Gina?
Yes.
Hey everyone, this is Kristen of Love Notary, and I am doing something really special today. Usually, Love Notary is so behind the scenes, but I've got some very special guests that I wanted to introduce and talk to you about their experience of having their love story written and documented. And so, Gina and Robby are here with us, and they are the custom love story gift recipients. And Ashley is also here because she gave Gina and Robby the gift of their love story for their wedding. So I just wanted to talk with them and hear their experience of working with me and documenting their love story. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. And Ashley, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about why you chose to give Gina and Robby the gift of their love story as their wedding gift.
Well, I discovered Notary, and the first people I thought of was Gina and Robby because they had already, my husband and I met them up here in Minot, North Dakota, and they had met through a very interesting way, not a common, meet and greet type deal, and I thought their story was so cool, and this was before they were even engaged, actually. And I told Brian, I was like, when is Robby asking? When is Robby asking? And so he came back and he finally was like, I think it's going to happen. I was like, oh, I'm calling Kristen of Love Notary, and I'm going to make sure that we get this gift reserved for them. And I did it mostly because I know my husband and I have personally talked about, we're around our 10-year anniversary right now, and we wish that we had, besides photographs, also written our story down because we had a pretty cool one too. And so that's why I'm having Love Notary do my own soon. Whatever, little plug there, Kristen.
Nice, yes,
Yeah.
your anniversary. That's super cool.
Yeah, but I just wanted something for Gina and Robby to be able to look at and see how far they've come as they make each anniversary and maybe future generations, something concrete that you read and you get all warm and mushy again inside and remember why you fell in love.
Awesome. I should note to everybody that Gina and Robby just got married like 2 or 3 weeks ago in Turks and Caicos, so they are fresh off of their wedding experience. So anyway, I wanted to talk with you guys, Gina and Robby, about the experience of retelling your love story with me during our love story interview. Did you guys feel more connected after you recounted your story? What was it like to sit with me and kind of relive those moments?
It was absolutely fun. All right, so I guess we kind of were sitting because we were driving on the way to Houston. But it was kind of cool, like being in the car on a road trip, trying to recount the ways that we met each other and some of the details that went on in the meeting. I thought it was fun for me.
It was fun for me too.
Did you have to dig deep in your memory a little bit to think about some of the things that you may have forgotten, or not forgotten, but haven't thought about in a while?
I had to. I was like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, a little bit. I have to tell the story at work every now and then.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So.
That's awesome. What did you guys, when you saw the written story for the very first time, right? The way that I had kind of pieced it all together. When you read it, what were your thoughts?
When we got it, or when we got like the first draft?
Yeah, either one. When you got it, the first draft, yeah.
So at least for me, the first draft. I mean, because I know I took forever to get back to you, and
yeah,
because our schedule's pretty crazy, but. I thought it was super cool. Like I didn't know what to expect when I first got it, and then I read it and I was like, oh man, that's awesome. That's gonna be so cool. And then when we got the actual final product, Gina was definitely like, we have to take this with us.
Yeah, it was my first thought. Like, we're taking this to our wedding. Like, it has to be there.
How did you use it at your wedding? Where did you put it? What was that like?
So we kind of had we had the wedding, and then the next day was basically our reception dinner. And we had like a table as soon as you walked in, right? I mean, it was sitting up there. and Gina had found these cards, these coasters where you could write,
An advice for the.
Yeah, advice for the bride and groom.
Oh, nice.
And so she put those around there, and people were writing advice and reading the love story.
Very nice. Ashley, I know you had a guest perspective, right? Because you attended Gina and Robby's wedding. You were able to see their love story on this table with the, asking for the advice. I wanted to see what some of the wedding guests were saying about having the love story that they could read.
Well, it was definitely fun to watch people kind of just, they started off kind of slow, they trickled up there, and then they'd wave a hand out like, hey, come over here, come see this. And it really broke the ice for all the guests and family who didn't know each other. Everybody started laughing, and happy tears came out, and people were sharing their own individual stories with each other. And this is, of course, before the bride and groom come out and make their their major presentation and everything. I think that was the day. Well, regardless, it got everybody talking, and everybody felt really comfortable, and everything flowed so great from there on out. But it really kept Robby and Gina's story as the center of their wedding, and I thought that was incredible. Most people don't know what to talk about at a wedding with other guests, and that just completely broke the ice. It was, I don't know, it's just everybody banded around, and I came back with friends just from sharing that story with them, so it kind of worked out to benefit me too.
That's something I'd never considered, an interesting insight about it being an icebreaker for the wedding guests to talk about something in common together.
Oh, totally. I got to hear stories that I hadn't heard before, and from Robby and Gina are just going around and saying hi to everybody, and we're all sitting there going,
Cool. So now that your wedding has wrapped up and you're back at home in Louisiana, how do you plan on using your love story? Will you have it in your house? Do you have any other plans for upcoming events or things like that?
Well, it's definitely already outside, because it's always kind of a space. We had it go into our bedroom, we are able to see it every day. And once sometimes we just sit down and I like to read it again. Every time I read it, oh my God, I completely forgot about this. I'm so glad we have this story, because I forget details.
Sure. And can you think about 10, 20 years in the future, it'll be a real memory at that point, so it'll be nice to look back on.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it'll definitely come out on anniversaries, I'm sure. Probably before then. Come check this out.
Cool. Well,
I'm putting a story about your mom.
I really appreciate your time, you guys, and just sitting down and kind of letting me take Love Notery in front of the scenes, because it's it's so much of a one-on-one process working with couples. So it's been really awesome to have you share your story about why documenting your love story has been so special and unique to you. And just one final question for anybody, which is why should somebody document their love story? If they're a little bit torn about it, what advice or what type of reasons do you have that somebody should consider writing their love story?
Well, I'll go first. Like I said, I wish Brian and I had thought of this years ago. We've had to tell and retell the story so many times, it would be really handy to just send them a file, or Robby and Gina did, put it up at the wedding. And then, generations later, you forget these things, but you can pull that out and show it to kids, grandkids, just anybody you're getting to know, too. They'll walk in your house and they can read that, and it's not just photos of couples in love, it's their story.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so very much, and I really appreciate your time, and it's been nice to meet your dog, Gina and Robby.
You can see him over here. Come on, Thor.
Oh my gosh, bulldogs are my favorite.
Hey, Thor, come on. Come on. Sit down.
What's his name? Her name?
Thor.
Thor. Oh, that's a good one for a bulldog.
He's a big hot mess.
A big hot mess. Are you ready to say hi? There you go. There he is.
Oh, Thor.
I will say one thing about it though, like because our wedding was it was like the day before, and then we had our dinner the next day. It was we were trying to figure out what to do to kind of tie the two events together, because it was just, typically after the wedding you go right into the reception and everybody, has a great time and, stays out late and has a hangover the next day. But then we were doing something the next day in the evening, so there was like a whole time period between, and it really tied everything back to why we were there, kind of like Ashley was saying.
Sure. Oh, that's a great point. Yep. Well, thank you guys again. I'm going to sign off now, but I really appreciate your time, and it's been so great to be able to introduce you to the Love Notary community, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And if you have any doubts, you guys should get one.
Yeah, I did. She got me.
Yeah, like, cause I didn't know what to expect at first. Like, okay, when you called the first time, Kristen, like, okay, Ashley got you a present. I'm like, a present? What kind of present? Like, I had no idea. And then we got it. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I'm so happy with it, and so glad we, like, we can show it to our children and family and everybody.
Good. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you, Ashley.
Bye, guys.
Bye.